you only have a different topic and an expert every month in their particular field. Thank you for joining us for Georgia Empowerment's webinar, and we will go ahead and get started. Oh yeah. So I am your host, Anthony Stover. I love everything. I'm a huge kid. If you've been to my events, you've seen it because I'm very competitive as well. And I just happen to love Baby Yoda and anime. These are some of the things that are empowerment, and that's actually
Toby, what's up, baby?
This music. So there's some of the things that we do. You receive our newsletters. If you don't, there will be links and everything so that you can receive the newsletter, receive some of our events and our updates of different things that happen. Today we have a very special guest. I've known. How long have I known you? Like this?
Since 2007 for sure.
Jeez. Yes.
That's when I came back to Georgia. So yeah.
Wow, that's a very long time. But it's been a great pleasure knowing you. I can say that. So we have our expert for today, Ebony Harris, with the Youth Empowerment Success Services. I love it. Can you tell everybody who you are? Let them put a little bit of respect on your name.
I am Ebony Harris. I am the founder and CEO of Youth Empowerment Success Services, which is also short for YESS, YESS. We were founded about 6 years ago after my career in child welfare that stemmed across 3 states. I was a child welfare professional in Illinois, Florida, and I ended my career, if you want to call it a career, formal career in Georgia. My previous role in Georgia was as the State Independent Living Director, which is where I met Anthony, and a host of wonderful young adults who helped craft and develop policies within the state, but also administering and ensuring all young adults had a smooth transition into adulthood. After many years of doing that work, I still felt the need to want to focus on, and I have an affinity for young adults, and I wanted to make sure that they had a true, safe and stable transition into adulthood. So I created YESS. And we have been working with young adults for the last 6 years.
Yes, I think I know a lot of young people, a good bit of young people that have gone through your program and loved it. So in order for the audience to get to know you a little better, I have 3 questions for you.
Okay.
What is something not allowed in your house, since we're talking about housing today? Like something, you cannot bring this in my house. I don't care what it is.
In my personal home?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow. People are not gonna like this, but my son already did it, but like a cat. Like my son has 2 cats, but he doesn't live here anymore, but he brings them. He's like, these are your grandcats. I'm like, okay.
No cats? Okay.
No, yeah.
What is something you can't live without?
I could not live without daily prayer and meditation.
Okay, you brought me down a little bit. I love that. And now to relate to all the kids, as a child, what actions got you in trouble the most?
I get in trouble a lot as a child, but as a young adult, just being challenging, but I try to be respectful, but come around, kind of do it in a sideways kind of way, but try to still get my point across.
Okay. Okay. I think I had Rachel Davidson on, and she was like, she's always been a lawyer. She was a kid, whatever. So that was her thing. All right. So some people will be logging on, and you'll want to receive certificates for tonight. And I will let you know that for those of you who signed on, whatever email that you signed on to, you will receive a link before Friday with the form that you fill out to say that you showed up and attended the webinar. and you fill out that link, and it'll generate a certificate for you. If multiple of you are, maybe you're at a group home, or you're a husband and wife, or your whole family's just sitting around the same computer, you can use that link for the family to fill out the link to get a certificate. I know I'm still going to get emails about this. It's fine. It happens all the time. All right, so upcoming events, and I do want to preface this because I want to make sure that I put this out. If you have events that are going on for young people, please send them to me. If you receive my emails or receive my newsletters, that means you have my emails. Send me those. I like to make sure that young people know about different events that are different events and opportunities that are good for them. So if you're doing a prom thing, if you're hosting a celebration, if you're doing a training or what have you, please send them to me so that I can make sure that they get out to the right people. So I couldn't start this without saying I am an author now. So I developed this book off of my experience of getting my first apartment and car. So it's a workbook designed to help young people transition, and adults transition into adulthood. So learn from my mistakes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. Yes, definitely learn.
Yeah, I meant to grab my book. I left it at the office, so I need it signed, Anthony. So it's at the office though.
Yeah, I do have to come down there. I haven't seen your office.
Yeah, so, come on.
Yeah. So yes, definitely get this to your kids, get this to your staff, so they can have something to talk about with their young people. So it goes through apartments and my first cars, and help them save some money, because Lord knows I've learned some lessons.
I see one of my young people. Hey, Devin.
Hey. What is this? I always happen to be doing something when you host these things.
As always. So the Foster Walk is our annual event that we host each year. It's a fundraiser, but it's also an awareness campaign. And we specifically focus on, in May, as of course you all know, is Foster Care Awareness Month. And what we do is to provide awareness to youth who are aging, specifically for youth who are aging out of foster care. So it's a fun walk, it's a 5K. We have sponsors, we have the young adults in our program, our board members are there. It's a good opportunity for us to educate the community about youth transitioning out of foster care, as well as raising funds to help the young adults who are in our program to transition successfully. We know that they have various resources as they age out of foster care, but we have experienced a lot of young people who come back. And so we want to have additional supports and funds to work with those young adults who may fall on hard times, where certain grants or funding they're not eligible for anymore. So this is a fundraiser and an awareness, and it happens on May 21st, 2022. And I have a cool video to show it too, so y'all can see what it's like in the past.
Hold on, let me check, because I think last time I happened to have drill. Let me see. And this time I'm supposed to be in Daytona.
Okay, Anthony, we got to get a week where you can come, because I would love for you to host one time and do some fun activities.
Listen, if I'm there, like, I'm gonna run and have fun. So, and then is it okay if I bring my dog?
Yes, it is a national park. You can bring your dog. It's a public park. So yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure. I know no cats are allowed, but Hampshire has to count. All right, so for those of you who have who took my survey for the national organization, thank you. I really appreciate it. And as promised, well, as I told all the other states that was in the competition, Georgia was going to win. They was just fighting for second place. We won, and so that meant that our group won $250 or $200 or whatever. Regardless of what it is, I'm doing our trivia night tomorrow night. And I'm giving away $50 gift cards up until the whole amount is gone. And so when you join, of course, first place is going to win, but that doesn't mean second and third place is going to win. I have other ways for other people to win that just that doesn't require like certain knowledge. So you can get something by doing a song, you can get something, I don't know, having the best background. I don't know. Well, I know a little bit, but join and have some fun on our Discord tomorrow night. So Mac has been partnering with Creative Community Services to show support for our young people who identify as LGBTQ. So if you want or you want that type of support, or if you're an ally, join on these dates. And if you receive the emails, the link is in the email itself. So all you have to do is go and sign on for that. But they all fall on a Wednesday, just so you know. MAC has our employment training program where we're training young people to go into the workforce. I know we've been partnering with a few different organizations to make sure that our young people get different experience, but this one is surrounded around technical training, IT in particular. And so if you have an interest in that, do not hesitate to contact, and you see the email address as well as the phone number on the flyer itself. Embark is bringing back their summer collegiate program. If you have not been to one of these, those things are amazing. They used to be called College Bound, where they take young people and they put them up in college for a whole week, where they get to talk to professors, athletes, have fun at night. I think we're actually planning to host a night of fun and games around legal rights and things that you're supposed to receive as you're transitioning from care. It is very fun. And I know there are a few other schools that do it. One that comes to mind is KSU. And I believe, I want to say it's Albany State. But this one right here is for Georgia State University. So, wait, no, UGA, University of Georgia. Do not let me, go Dogs. Don't come at me. So, but I definitely suggest they have, this year they're only hosting 25 spots, as you know, due to COVID, and this is their first time back for about three years. So join up or register as soon as possible. As you see the applications right there. This one did not go out in the newsletter because we just received the official announcement, but I'll put this in the next newsletter. And of course, I love Whitney. And so this is another program for young people who are transitioning from care. And they are actually located in region 12, Savannah, the Savannah area. I just say Savannah as a coverall area for that side. So if you're looking for other placement options, especially if you're going to Savannah State or going to one of those, thanks, Shashan. Yes, it's Region 12. Look out. Look for Juilliard and company. So I can finally put this up here. We are doing a Suns Out, Funds Out Family Day. We're partnering with all the people that you see up there: Georgia WIC, Atlanta Fulton Family Connections, AmeriGroup, East Chester Family Service, MAC, and Georgia EmpowerMEnt. And so we're gonna just be doing a fun. We're gonna have a game truck there. We already have. Hopefully, we're trying to get the barbecue truck there so that we don't have to deal with food. But there's gonna be a barbecue truck there. It's gonna be fun games. If you want to get your COVID shot, there'll be we'll have make sure that truck is on site for you to be able to get that. We're gonna be doing prizes and lots of different things. So this is Friday, June 3rd, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Oak Hill Community Center. And there's all that link. And this will also go out in the next newsletter as well. All right, so let's begin. I'm gonna shut down my screen so you can pull up your screen.
Okie dokie. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I see your screen.
Very cool. So I think I know the assignment, Anthony, but I'm going to talk about all of our services, and then I'm going to talk about some of the trends that we've been seeing with young adults in the housing market and community, and all of those things that involve or that impact young adults who are aging out of foster care. So as you know, we are YESS, and our mission is to ensure that we help young adults obtain affordable and stable housing. We make sure they have practical life skills and an identifiable support system to propel them towards their future goal. And our vision for young adults is to make sure there's a world where transition age youth live in communities with safe and stable housing. They are educated and employed with life-sustaining skills and a lifetime of supportive adults and resources to help them create a successful future. So that is our mission and our vision. We have a variety of programs. I'm going to highlight the various programs we have. People know us for our independent living program, but we do more than independent living, but that is one of our programs. We serve 3 main areas of young adults. We serve those young adults who are independent living, state independent living eligible through DFACS, i.e. Georgia Rise. We work with youth who are episodically homeless, which means they may not be HUD-defined homeless, but they still are homeless or have no permanent address. And then we work with homeless youth between the ages of 18 and 24, and those are HUD-specific youth who are HUD identified, whether it's through our rapid rehousing or housing prevention program. So I'll talk a little bit more about those, but we pretty much serve a gamut of 18 to 24-year-olds, but it just depends on, what your housing or situation is to fall in one of those categories.
Can I ask just a little bit more about episodic home, because I haven't really heard that terminology. And does that mean like they're couch surfing, or does that mean that they're like bouncing between different placements?
They're couch surfing. They're in between placements. They may be living with someone short term and is probably getting ready to, their stay has ended and they'll be on the streets if they don't, but they don't have any stable housing in their name specifically. But it includes couch surfing, but that's not currently a HUD defined homeless status. So that's what that means.
Oh, cool.
So everyone knows about or most people know about our Youth Plus Independent Living Program. Our independent living program focuses on young adults who have elected to remain in Georgia's foster care system and who are between the ages of 18 and 21. We have a 3-phase program where young people come in on phase 1, where it's more of an introductory. Let's make sure we know the baseline of your life skills and what you need and what you want to accomplish. And as you matriculate through our program, you go into phase 2, which gives you additional or increased levels of responsibility and less supervision. You're going to be supervised the whole time, but it helps you all, young adults, earn and demonstrate a level of independence with our support, and we decrease that support as you demonstrate the level of independence. And then level 3 is where we want all of our young people to be by the time hopefully by the age of 20, but definitely before 21, is in our phase 3, where we assist our young adults obtain a lease in their name, and we assist them with rental assistance and continue to support them with supported financial assistance as they transition out. They also maintain a savings. We help them develop stable employment as well. And by the time they age out of our system, out of our program and out of this system, they have a lease in their name, and we try to strive for at least 3 to 6 months of rent saved, so that when they age out, they can apply that and have some stability as they transition out. So that is our independent living program. We have a program question. Sorry.
Yeah, we have a question in the,
all right.
The chat, if it's appropriate. What about young adults who don't qualify for DFACS ILP but will be needing housing?
Okay, I'll talk about that next, and you may fall within that, which is our Rebound support program. So Rebound Support Services encompasses all of our non-DFACS programs, and that includes, we just received a grant and I'm excited about it, and it's already full. So I don't know if this is going to be helpful, but we just received a grant through Fulton County to provide bridge housing for young adults 18 to 24. And we literally fill that, that housing option up in like a week and a half. But it provides short-term housing, what we call bridge housing for young adults. And then we provide them with rapid rehousing funds, which means that we help with startup cost, help match their money, or work with their deficits to get them into stable housing. It is short term, it's from 60 to 90 days, but you are provided with one of our life coaches to help you fast track you to get your job stable, and then also finding affordable housing, and then transitioning you into stable housing. So that is one of those, that program. What's also under Rebound Support is our rapid rehousing program. We offer rapid rehousing for young adults in Fulton County and City of Atlanta. So just so that you all know the difference in how rapid rehousing, which is a HUD funded program, there are specific guidelines for young adults to be eligible. They have to be between the ages of 18 and 24, and they have to go through what's called coordinated entry. Coordinated entry is pretty much, in simple terms, an interview of the young adult to assess their homelessness. And if you fall within the homeless definition, you are then put in what's called a housing queue, and you are referred out to various programs. And we are one of those programs that you could be referred to. And just so I know young people may be familiar with, Chris 180 is one of the coordinated entry locations that you can go to, as well as Covenant House is another location that you can have a coordinated entry assessment to be assessed for homelessness. And what rapid rehousing is it provides medium-term rental assistance. It's not full-term, and it includes a housing stability case management, which means you'll be signed to one of our life coaches, and it's for individuals and parenting youth between the ages of 18 to 24. But those come through what's called a housing queue. Just checking the questions. Our next program that we have is called, under Rebound Support, is emergency assistance. Young adults who request emergency support services do not have to be enrolled in any of our services, but can access our emergency one time as on an as needed basis. And we currently are getting ready to get our new cycle of funding, but right now we'll be getting funding for City of Atlanta, Fulton, and DeKalb counties. We no longer have Clayton at this time, because their application hasn't come up, but that's rental assistance, utility assistance, and food support. And that means if you are in arrears in your rent, or if you need assistance with your first month's rent, we can provide support to that, and as well as utilities, being arrears in your utilities, and or needing assistance with startup costs for utilities. And then we provide food vouchers for young adults who need food vouchers. And we provide that in the form of a grocery stipend or grocery gift card.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. We have a question in the chat. What does medium term mean?
Medium term is on average 3 to 6 months. It depends on the funding, but for the most part, it's almost up to 6 months. There's an allotment of funding, and depending on the need of the young adult. So some of our young adults have employment and they can pay towards their rent, which will help us stretch their funding out. So medium term means that we it's not the full term of the lease, but sometimes if we can be creative, we can help provide assistance through the duration, but it's generally 3 to 6 months of rental assistance. Okay.
And I think somebody said, what if you have another emergency? We have a lot of questions about this, as I thought we was gonna get, especially during these pandemic times. So what if you have another emergency is the next question.
So when you say another emergency during that cycle, Now, sometimes we get 2 funding cycles of support, which means it may not mean anything to you, but we can be creative around that. And we also have some grant funding. So sometimes we can couple that, meaning that like we may not access one pot of money, but we can use another. So sometimes we can help young people more than once per year, but it's generally once per year. And right now, Tammy, yes, those are the only counties that we provide funding for, but they have to either be living or going to be located in those counties to provide that support. But there may be more coming. I'm writing more proposals for other counties and balance of states. So I'm sure that we will be expanding that. Is homelessness an issue for foster youth? Absolutely, it definitely is. On average, young adults who age out of foster care, they become homeless within 1 to 2 years, about 18 months of aging out of care. So yes, it's definitely an issue with foster youth. And
that's called
emergency assistance.
Yes.
I'm not sure, Jade, if you want to add another part to that question. Emergency assistance is the short-term assistance where it's not connected to rapid rehousing or any other of the, for example, a young adult may have fallen behind on their lease. They can request assistance to help them with some rental assistance. So that's what's, and the food, how did you ask for food voucher? Same thing, it would, you would reach out to our office and request that support.
And also don't forget to, for those of you who are IOP eligible, there's also other resources where you go on that Georgia Rise IOP website and request for assistance as well. So these are all things in addition to, because as you know, like everybody is in need of things. So as Ms. Ebony already stated that she started a whole new program and within like a week it was already built up. And I know certain things like they already have a backlog, is that the correct word? Of people waiting to fill certain spots or what have you. So the quicker that you can get it in or whatever, I mean, no, you can't predict an emergency, but the quicker that you see a resource, go ahead and apply for it and be ready to go through the whatever motions that's needed. And I see that we have a hand raised. If you can type in your question, that would help out a lot. I think that's Javonta. Please don't at me if I mispronounce your name. Give it back.
Sorry. All right. And in 2021, across all of these services that we provided, we served over 230 young adults in 2021. So we've been pretty busy. That encompasses our independent living, our rapid rehousing, our emergency assistance, our housing support, as well as our homeless prevention program. Are there any other questions? Cool. Thanks, Jashawn.
Yeah. We had a few people saying that they want this PowerPoint, and I will let them know that that this presentation will be on our Facebook. It's live recorded right now, as well as it'll be on streaming on our YouTube also.
Okay, cool. So I want to share with you all our promo for the Foster Walk, which is, like I said at the beginning, is our annual foster care awareness for youth aging out of care, and it's our fundraiser and awareness campaign. Feel free to join us. If you have your phones, you can pull your QR code up, and it is May 21st. It is on a Saturday. We get up early and we get out early. But check-in starts at 7:30. There's a warm-up. We have some professional trainers that are going to come out and warm us up. And then we take off at 8:30. It's a 5K walk, which is 3.1 miles, and you walk at your own pace. And there's about 2.5 hours allotted for you to complete the trail. And then we have refreshments at the end and closing announcements. And we wrap up around 11:30. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. There is a bit.ly link, to a short bit.ly link. It's all caps, YESS Foster Walk 2022 bit.ly. And that will take you right to our Foster Walk page, and you can register. Registration is free, but we are looking for donors, sponsors, donors and sponsors. So we would love to have donors and sponsors, but we would love to see young people. There is a free registration link for all foster youth and youth. And that's the first link, and you just put your information in, and we'll see you out there on the 21st.
That is so awesome. All right, and we're looking at more questions.
All right.
One of the things that I definitely, hold on, let me make sure I'm not skipping out on our Facebook. One of the things that I definitely want to do is to go to your webpage so that people know how to navigate it.
Okay. So let me hold on. Let me stop sharing and pull it up real quick.
Okay.
Because I keep a gazillion pages open.
Actually, so when I do my leadership trainings, that's one of the things that I tell them to do. Do not connect your stuff until you have what you want up.
Exactly. As I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. and a small plug for those of you who are on, we're aiming for our next leadership retreat to be, I think we said that towards the end of July. So if you haven't been to one of our leadership retreats, it's amazing. Like, we have fun. I think the last time we was able to do it, we actually went to the North Georgia mountains. I think Jashawn was there. We had so much fun. What have you? So
all right. So here's our website. As you all see, this is our homepage, and everything I explained to you is on the bottom of this page. Our independent living program. There's a Learn More page. It tells you about our phases. So right on our homepage, we try to make it easy for people to toggle through the pages from the homepage. So our independent living will take you to our independent living page. I know there's some updates we got to do, but it pretty much, there's also on our video, and I'll just go ahead and show it since it's here. I hope it's still here. Let's see. This is a virtual tour of our one of our ILP units, and this is pretty much what they mostly look like.
nice.
Now, I don't know if it looks like that today, y'all.
That's nice. And so you furnish the apartments?
We do. Our independent living, all of our apartments that even our transition, our bridge housing, it's a furnished apartment, yes. So all of our phase 1 apartments are furnished. And all of our units currently have washer and dryer in them. And most of our locations, you have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Okay. So are they allowed to have pets in their homes?
They are not. That is in our handbook. No pets of any kind.
Just so she's gonna come live in one of your homes. She said, "I'll follow." So so in order to prevent fights, who gets the master bedroom?
It's usually first come, first serve. So once the usually the young person who's there first can claim that room. And then as they matriculate out, like somebody may be in the second room and they may ask for that master bedroom. If they're in good standing and they keep their space clean, there's no problem with the staff allowing them to go into the master. But we usually, it's pretty first come, first serve usually.
There's a question in the, there are two questions. One is in the Q&A. What if you are in DJJ?
If you are in DJJ, you have to be dually committed, meaning DJJ and DFACS. We don't currently work with DJJ youth at this time. Stop that. So, but if you are in DFACS custody and DJJ, and you complete a pre-placement assessment by your Georgia Rise ILS, and in that assessment states that you are eligible or recommended for IOP, you can go in. We would at least interview you.
Okay. Awesome. And I thought I saw another question. It just popped up. I will get you those dates, Deshaun. Is this being recorded? Yes, it's being recorded. It'll be posted on our Facebook, and then it'll get posted on our YouTube page as well.
Here's our Rebound support page. I'm gonna go through it. So this outline kind of everything that we talked about. Right now, that link isn't live until we have new funding, but just this is how you can get to that. And then our rapid rehousing explains what I pretty much gave you, what it is, how do you access coordinated entry points, and where to go to be assessed. And so those are our main programs, our youth services programs. And this is also, you can toggle from it when you look at youth services, but the homepage links you directly to that. And then there's an About Us page that has our team and stuff about us. And that's how you navigate our page. It's pretty simple. We also do community support services, which is RAP services. And then we have ways to support. And our young people have a portal that they can log into to submit all of their monthly documentation. So when we talk about life skills, and Anthony, I think you said before, one of the goals is, preparing for your apartment. We really take that seriously. So our program is designed, some of our youth think it's, kind of tedious, but we require our young people to do a monthly goal tracker, which means they identify 3 goals that they're going to work on a month and 3 action steps. They also are required to do a monthly budget, a monthly, a bi-monthly, twice a month, a grocery list, which is how they are issued their grocery stipend. They also must submit their grocery receipts. We also ask for our young adults to make sure that they are saving. We also have an internal savings account, as well as we honor younger people who are already saving through their IDA, as long as they can show that they're making deposits each month. And then we also require our young people to either upload their check stubs and work schedules. And if they're not working, they have to do a weekly job search form. And all of our, due to the pandemic, all of our stuff is electronic. So young people can log into the portal, submit their documents. It gets emailed to their life coach or transition support worker. And they also are incentivized for doing certain things each month. So that in addition to their grocery stipends, they receive a monthly allowance to incentivize them to do what it is they need to do. But it also helps us help them plan for their future and their transition.
That is awesome. I love that accountability. And I forget, I don't even know why I didn't include this in the beginning. For those of you who happen to be taking part of the Opportunity Passport, it is survey month. Take your survey. Don't have us honk you down.
April.
Yes.
April and October. I do remember those days, those months.
Do not have us hunt you down. But on the real tip, like, take your survey. It is mandatory. But there's also incentives to take the survey. So you already missed the first incentive of gaining, I think it was $100 for taking the survey within 24 hours. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to take it. You have to take your survey. Take your survey.
Okay, I see 2 questions. I see a question about how many youth do you predict to help in 2022? Definitely more than 2021. So at least 230 young adults would be our goal. But again, that depends on the services that we offer and the grant funding and contracts that we receive. But we're on track to continue to serve, if not that 230, at least 230 next year. But remember, that's through a variety of either it's one-time support, it's our coaching. We have several grants that we should be hearing about. We also have some career development programs that we're working on. There's a phlebotomy course, a training course that we'll be, if we're funded, we'll be able to do, as well as partnering to ensure our young adults also can receive a child development associate. So we have a lot of things in the works for young adults.
Are you just going to gloss over the fact that you have a whole phlebotomy course? Like, what is that?
Right.
How did you get that?
So we have a partner right now that works with us on the phlebotomy course, but we're trying to get funding to ensure that once the youth have completed that, they receive, because there's certain equipment and lab coats they have to have, and transportation to the class. So we did a pilot, I want to say back in the fall, and we wrote a grant that we're waiting to hear from to do more of that. So phlebotomy is, if you don't know, that's how you draw blood, and that's actually one of the entry level positions into the medical field. And being with the pandemic, this was one of the fields that we looked into, that because we know that the healthcare industry is going to be growing because of the burnout of the pandemic, but also an opportunity for new healthcare professionals. We actually have, I want to say, 1 or 2 of our young adults who went through that pilot program. One is working for YESS, and another one is working for some healthcare provider now. So we are trying to ensure that our young people have career, or at least starter industry specific jobs. One is in child development and the other is in the healthcare through phlebotomy. So we have a couple of things in the work that I can't talk about yet until we get the funding. But we definitely will be, I'll definitely be letting you know about that, Anthony.
Yes,
as well, to blast awesome. Out. And then Austin asked the question, is there any programs that help fund or grants that can be accessed for youth who have jobs or careers? For example, if they work from home, is that correct? Work from home or get a work from home job, is there funds to support them getting a laptop? Austin, I'm not really familiar with that, but what I do know with some of our young adults who in our programs who have received work from home jobs, usually those jobs provided those laptops. Some of them, I don't know specifically, but that's out of my kind of wheelhouse. But I'm sure that there is a resource, and I got to think of it.
So there are a few different resources that offer laptops. I know if you happen to be a part of our Lease program, so those youth that are DeKalb and Fulton, then we try to make sure that you have everything that you need in order to be successful for school. And since the pandemic, we make sure that our young people have laptops, because that's how people are doing school nowadays. There's also Orange Duffel Bag Foundation that offers a course that allows you to be able to earn their laptops. And then just depending on your situation, make sure that you're keeping in contact with your ILS and your case manager, because if a laptop is something that you need in order to transition successfully or be successful in school, then that should be written in your case plan so that people can follow up on that.
I'm reading Jashawn's comment. She said she's going to come live in one of our apartments and she will follow the rules. And then I'm just going back. Is that, I don't want to miss Thompson. I think it's Doricia. It says, is there rental assistance for all types of rentals, apartments, leasing, or house renting a room? Usually, yes. So the short answer is yes. As long as the lease is in that person's name, we can assist. But also, I'm going to defer. I don't know if that's a foster youth or not, but that would also apply to youth who request assistance through the Georgia Rise support as well. What about if you are 26 and need assistance with bills? Unfortunately, our age group is 18 to 24. There are other adult homeless programs that you may be eligible for through local churches or other community partners, but our specific support is for young adults 18 to 24.
And if you're on Facebook, you could type your questions in there too. I'm looking at it. Sometimes I do forget, but I do have it popping out the corner of my screen.
Hi, Shanti. Yes.
And Javonta, I hope you please. Do you still have your question, and you just didn't lower your hand? I'm gonna lower it. if your hand raised again, then I'll try and see what I can do to get your question answered. All right. I'm gonna allow one person to talk at a time. So Jose, I'm gonna allow you to talk to ask your question.
Hey, how are you doing? How's everybody doing?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Hey.
Well, I just wanted to ask because there was a few things that I missed, but is this being recorded and where can I find it?
Yes, so it is being recorded and will be on our Facebook, and then by Friday it'll be on our YouTube page as well.
Okay. Can I get a link to it?
Yes. So so in the email address that you registered for, you'll receive a link to be able to get a certificate for attending. But also in that email is links to our YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
All right, no problem.
Cool. Brooke had a question. If a youth is 22 and rents a room from someone but has no official lease, does that have to be a written signed agreement? Yeah, they have to have a written signed agreement that outlines their term and their rental payment. And that's and I'll just say this, not just for our programs, for any rental assistance program that a young adult is accessing, because that rent is paid to that vendor for the most part. So you do, even if they have to, have a formal agreement, but she does have a written agreement signed. So I would say for our program that would work, but again, I'm not sure what the specifics are to that. But for if there's a rental agreement, and then there also would have to be a W-9, probably. I'm just thinking from a business. I'm saying not specifically, but we would need to get a W-9 from the landlord and pay that landlord that rent. Did that answer your question, Brooke? Okay.
Awesome. I think you caught most of them that I missed. Where can I find Ebony's email or contact information? That's a question for you.
I'm going to give you my assistant's number. Crystal.
I love it. Crystal's awesome though.
Crystal Wright is my.
Crystal does get back to you though, so she does. Yeah, she's really quick.
And she keeps me in check. So if I give my email randomly and stuff starts popping up on my calendar, she's gonna send me, or when I come into the office, she's gonna be looking at me funny. So please follow our system because she keeps me focused and on task.
Yeah, it's Crystal. I emailed Crystal. She hit me right back, and we just got everything squared away. That was awesome.
Yeah, Crystal's awesome.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's no work programs for truck driving, welding, or even cabling. So
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, if your young person is taking advantage of ILP, that may be something they can use their ETV for, or they can sign up for the Insorro scholarship and be able to get some funding through that.
Or they can be creative and use their IDA match as entrepreneurial support or pursuit.
I love it. Thinking outside the box. Yes, use all your. I gotta have Insorro back on. But use all your resources. I think they're getting ready to have their start. Is it their Starfish Ball? Yeah, I think it's.
I put it in the. I just put it in. Oh, I did it to Pat. I'm sorry. I put it in the panelists. Let me put it in the general contact. Hold on, I'll copy it and put it in the general. I thought I was responding to. I put it in the host. Let me send it to everyone. Hold on. Crystal's gonna get me, and now I'm on video, so she's gonna be like, Miss Harris.
Awesome. I'm gonna give a few more seconds for people to type out their questions. So let me check Q&A. Okay, I think we answered those that was in there.
And I don't know who our audience is, but as we're closing up, what I would say for young adults who, and those who are transitioning, and if you are in a current program or in a group home or a foster home, it's really imperative for you all to take advantage of the program supports. And I will talk about their last fall in September, there was a, I don't know what to call it, where there was an extension, a national extension for young adults who were aging out of foster care, that you could extend your stay in care beyond the age of 21. And our team worked really hard to try to make sure all of our young adults were situated by that September 30th due date. Unfortunately, not all of our youth, not all of them, but economy is changing. But take advantage, because we had, I want to say, about 15 or 16 young adults who were over the age of 21, and less than half of them transitioned to safe and stable housing. And that was really disheartening for us, because we worked 6 months or more to help young people. And I know that there was a lot of other factors like unemployment, underemployment, but there was also a few youth that did not take it seriously and was expecting another extension, or because it kept being extended. But you know, time waits for no one. And I would say take advantage of the programs and offerings that are available to you while you can, because once it ends, and it's also disheartening when, now that I have a bridge housing support, to see young people who used to be in my IOP who now are living in my bridge housing. So this is not, and that is not what it's intended for. It's intended to make sure you get what you need while you're there, but also helping you propel. And you know, there, we do know that, that's why we call it rebound support. We know that things are going to happen. You're going to rebound, you're going to lose a job, you're going to, you know, lose housing at some point, but take advantage, save your money, work 2-3 jobs if you have to, do what you need to do, because the support you receive in an independent living type program is not heard of. And so when you waste that time, and then we're looking at the 60 days or 30 days out, and there's nothing we can do, because you still have to qualify for housing. And right now you have to make 3 times the rent. And I will tell you right now, one of our current 1-bedroom apartments that is in our agency's name is $1,365. And you have to make 3 times the rent to qualify to take that lease on. So please take it serious.
Yes. Yes. I think I think people wait until it's a little bit too late to start having those real conversations or what have you. And one of the things that I wish most places would do is like make sure that their young people are saving while they're at their foster home or at their group home, because it's very, like, you should not have to go from paying no bills to transitioning out with no money and having to pay all your bills or whatever. That is, that's like, that's a shock to
And
the
one
system.
of the things, I don't know what the hesitancy is with young people, but they give our team a hard time about proving that or providing a bank statement or even savings with us. I can speak for YESS. We are not here to take your money. We are here to help you save your money. But it also was reassuring that our youth that did follow our program, we were able, at the end of their transition, we were cutting them checks back to them of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000 for them to use for their housing. But if you don't take advantage of what you have, or if you're not saving and taking advantage of your IDA, there's nothing that, you know, a program, your caseworker, any of your allies can do if you don't do your part. So it's really important that you save, and providing proof of savings is a level of accountability. It's not that we want to know your bank account numbers and all that. That's not our interest. We want to know that you are saving, that you taking advantage of the support you have, because once that ends and we have to take you to an apartment complex, they want your check stubs. They want to know that you can maintain housing. And part of that is having income to be able to show that you make 3 times the rent. And this Atlanta housing market is not friendly at all right now.
No, it is not. We had a few comments. Let's see.
You are welcome, Mary. You're welcome.
And let's see. We have one. I've seen a lot of youth who are turning 18 but have not graduated or received their GED, and now DFACS will not allow them to go into an IOP. Could you assist them?
What was the question? I'm sorry, I was
So-
reading. I'm sorry.
So I think one of the new practices or policies is that for young people who do not have their GED or they haven't graduated, then they can't go into like a independent living placement. Currently, is that something that you're requiring?
Because with our independent living program, now our independent living program, yes, that is required for you to have your high school diploma or GED, and that is a state requirement. And the only thing I can offer for that is maybe you have some advocacy towards it. But there was a good reason for that, is ensuring that young people, because it's harder for young people to try to be in high school and living independently, because they then have to juggle working and trying to go to school. That's one of the reasons, but it's also a good launch pad for young people to have their high school diploma prior to, so that you're not working on that as well as trying to work a job or go into college or go into something post-secondary. So unfortunately for IOP youth, and fortunately, I'm going to say both because I see both sides of it, is that it is you are required to have your GED or high school diploma to go into an independent living, an IOP placement in extended foster care. But our other programs, our rapid rehousing and other programs, don't require that. But that also, again, that is a short-term program, and it's not as simple as sending a referral. You have to come through the coordinated entry.
Okay. And Austin, I think you probably should want to. I know we have a. Gosh, what's it? I forget the names now. All my acronyms are blending together. But we're working on a mentoring program at MAC, fostering higher education. So maybe you could be, maybe you're qualified to be a mentor. We do vet our people a lot, so that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I see a question from Janine. Do you have peer support staff to sit in with them and explain the ins and outs, who can talk to them about through the process? Being in recovery, I found that it is easier to talk with someone that can relate to my situation. I don't know if we formally call it peer support, but we do have former youth that have gone through our program that volunteer with us, that advocate and also explains. And some of our current youth will talk to incoming youth about the program, but I don't know if we consider it a formal peer support.
Yeah, we're just about wrapping up. Definitely thank you all for all your questions, and definitely thank you again, Ebony. I totally enjoy it, and every time, I think last time you came on, you had something new and innovative, and now I'm learning, like you're teaching a whole phlebotomy class, and you tried to breeze like right through that like that's normal or whatever. So thank you for all the work.
I partner. A partnership, and
yeah. Yeah, that partnership is awesome. But thank you for all the work that you're doing. I would try and make sure that that I send out the flyer in my next newsletter and put it on and post it on our social media. But I also I'll probably get with you later to see how can we make sure that it's a continuous information. Once people sign up for our newsletter, they'll receive a notice of your program and some other stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Cool. It's always a pleasure, Anthony. You know that anytime you call me, I will show up for you. We have a long history. Jessica, I owe you a phone call, Jessica. I will call you. I promise. Right after we get off of here. Yes. Yes, Jessica, I will call you.
Okay. And of course, Jasmine, just hit me up. You know where I be. All right. Thank you all. I hope everybody have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for having me, Anthony. Thank you, young people. Thank you, allies.
All right. Awesome. Bye.
Chat with you later.